gluten-free desserts, Silky Smooth Custard. Hi, I'm Bron. Welcome to Believe It's Not Gluten, the home of amazing recipes for the gluten intolerant. Amazing because they taste so good, no one will know they're gluten-free. This is really delicious, far nicer than what you can get with custard powder. Great for special desserts, but also great as a healthy dessert with fresh fruit. You just need milk, our GF flour mix. You could use cornflour if you prefer, egg, sugar and vanilla. You can use any kind of sugar you like. So start by heating nearly 2 cups of milk. Just hold back a little of the milk. Heat it in a heavy based saucepan on medium heat. Meantime, in a small bowl, blend the flour with the milk that you held back. Start with just a very small amount of milk and gradually add more until you get a really thick paste. Only add just enough to get it to form a paste. Then you can squash it against the side of the bowl to get all the lumps out. If you add too much milk at first, you'll never get the lumps out. This flour is not as easy to work with as corn flour, but once the lumps are out, it's just the same to use. Just keep checking that your milk's not boiling over. And once the lumps are out, gradually add the rest of the milk to thin it. So take your nearly boiling milk off the heat. Pour the flour mix in a thin stream, whisking all the time, and then return to the heat. Bring it back to the boil, stirring it all the time, and then once it's boiling, turn the heat down and let it gently cook for 1 minute. Really need to stir it most of the time during this stage. So once that's done, you have your sauce ready. Cover it, make sure you cover it, otherwise it will form lumps with the skin on the top, and allow it to cool a bit. It doesn't have to cool completely, just enough so that it doesn't cook the eggs. Meantime, 2 eggs in a bowl with the sugar and vanilla bean paste and whisk it together. Then pour about half of the warm or cold milk mixture into the eggs, still whisking all the time again. I usually just add all the milk, but a recipe will normally say add about half, then tip the egg mixture back in with the remaining milk mixture. So return it all to the saucepan and put it back onto medium heat. And now this is the tricky part. So just keep going with it on the heat, whisking it all the time until it's steaming hot. Nothing will happen before it gets to be steaming. Then it's best to turn down the heat a little and continue to whisk it until it gets to nearly boiling. Once it gets there, it will thicken very slightly and start to coat the whisk. If you think it's getting close, lift it up from the heat while you keep whisking and then just check it out. So you can see here that the mixture is just running straight off the whisk like milk. That means it's not ready. So you can see here I'm just lifting it up because I'm not sure it's quite ready. If you think it's almost there, don't just leave it on the heat while you're thinking, is it right, is it not right? Take it off the heat, otherwise you're likely to get it up to the boil and spoiled before you realise. Don't think about how thick it's getting, you want to go by how hot it is, so that it's hot enough to cook the eggs and thicken the custard, but not hot enough to boil. Now I noticed that it just started to thicken a tiny bit then, so I take it up off again, check it again, and there you can see that it's just starting to coat the whisk, so that's ready. It's still quite thin, so quickly pour it into your serving bowls if you like, or else just keep whisking it in the pan. Don't just leave it, because especially in a heavy based pan, it will keep cooking on the bottom and curdle. if you're not going to pour it straight away in. So there it is. This is after it's been in the fridge for a while to cool. It's not a thick custard. If you prefer a thicker one, just double the flour mix. So please visit the blog for the full recipe and plenty of tips so that you can make this successfully yourself. If you like it, please subscribe to our channel below. Make your comments or questions or requests here, or join us on Facebook. And please share our videos as much as you can. Thank you for watching, and believe it, it's not gluten.